chosen one. Come closer and quiet the noise around you for just a little while. There is something I need you to hear, and it cannot wait. If your heart has been restless, if you have been asking me why everything seems delayed, if you have wondered whether I have forgotten the prayers you whispered through tears when no one else was listening, then understand this: I have not been silent because I abandoned you. I have been silent because I have been working where your eyes could not see. What happened yesterday was not hidden from me. Not a single conversation escaped my attention. Not a single decision was made without my awareness. The moment that has left your heart unsettled, the encounter that made you question whether your future had been stolen, the unexpected person who crossed paths with your soulmate. I watched every second of it. And now something has already begun to change. The one who believed they had discovered something valuable, the one who thought they could interfere with what I have prepared, is beginning to feel a weight they cannot explain. This is not because you sought revenge. This is not because you fought against them. It is because no human hand can permanently hold what I have already written into my perfect plan. Do not misunderstand what I am saying. I am not asking you to celebrate another person's discomfort. I never delight in brokenness. My desire is always for hearts to turn toward truth. But I am revealing this to you so that fear no longer controls your thoughts. For too long you have imagined that one unexpected event could erase years of my preparation. You have looked at temporary moments as though they carried eternal authority. They do not. What I establish cannot be undone by panic, manipulation, or coincidence. Right now, while you are listening to these words, you may still feel uncertain. Perhaps you keep replaying certain images inside your mind. Perhaps you are asking questions that have no immediate answers. What if everything changed? What if someone else arrived first? What if I have already lost the person you promised? Listen carefully. You cannot lose what I have truly assigned to your life simply because another person crossed their path. Many people can enter someone's story. Very few are called to remain there forever. There is a difference between an interruption and a destiny. Never confuse the two. Yesterday looked important. Today reveals something deeper. Tomorrow will uncover even more. I need you to trust my timing instead of your assumptions. Long before either of you were aware of one another, I was already arranging details that neither of you could have imagined. I knew where you would grow. I knew the disappointments that would shape your compassion. I knew the prayers that would strengthen your faith. I even knew the moments when you would feel completely alone. Nothing has surprised me. Not yesterday. Not today. Not tomorrow. There are pieces of this story that you have not yet seen. While you have focused on visible events, I have been moving within invisible places. I have been softening hearts. Removing pride. Healing wounds. Closing doors that would have led to destruction. Opening paths that only my wisdom could prepare. The world measures progress by what appears immediately. I measure progress by what transforms eternally. Do you remember how often you begged me to answer quickly? Do you remember the nights when your pillow absorbed tears that no one else knew about? I remember every one of them. I remember the trembling in your voice when you wondered if love would ever find you. I remember the moments when disappointment whispered that you were forgotten. But I never looked away. Every prayer reached me. Every sigh carried meaning. Every silent tear spoke a language that heaven understands perfectly. You are not invisible to me. You never have been. Even now, as doubt attempts to enter your thoughts again, I am inviting you to replace fear with faith. Faith does not deny reality. Faith simply refuses to believe that reality has the final word instead of me. There are people who think they control outcomes. There are people who believe cleverness is stronger than my purpose. They often feel confident for a season. But confidence built upon self eventually collapses beneath its own weight. The person who stepped into your soulmate's path believed they understood what they had found. Yet the more they tried to move forward, the more confusion quietly entered their spirit. Something felt incomplete. Something felt forced. Something refused to settle. They may not even understand why. They cannot explain the emptiness. They cannot explain the hesitation. Because what they are experiencing is not simply emotion. It is the realization that peace cannot exist outside the place where I intend it to remain. Understand this carefully. I do not create confusion to harm people. Sometimes confusion becomes the very thing that prevents someone from walking farther into the wrong direction. Sometimes discomfort becomes protection. Sometimes unanswered expectations become mercy. You have asked me to protect what belongs in your future. I have heard that prayer. And I answer prayers in ways that human understanding often cannot recognize until much later. There are blessings that first arrive disguised as delays. There are victories that first appear as disappointments. There are miracles that begin in complete silence. Do not judge the beginning before the story reaches its ending. Many people quit trusting me because they stop reading the story halfway through. Do not make that mistake. Your life is not a single chapter. It is not a single difficult season. It is not one painful memory. It is a journey that I continue writing with wisdom far beyond what your eyes can presently see. I know you become tired. I know waiting is difficult. I know loneliness sometimes feels heavier than words can describe. I know what it is like for your heart to hope while your circumstances seem unwilling to change. Yet I ask you again. Will you trust me even before the evidence appears? Will you believe that my hands are still moving even while your eyes cannot detect the movement? This is where genuine faith grows. Not after every answer arrives, but before. Child, I have watched you mature through situations that once would have destroyed your peace. You have become kinder after betrayal. You have become wiser after disappointment. You have become stronger after rejection. Those changes did not happen accidentally. I was shaping your heart while you believed nothing was happening. Never underestimate what I accomplish during seasons that appear quiet. The deepest roots always grow underground before anyone notices the tree. And just as roots prepare a tree to withstand future storms, I have been preparing you for a relationship that requires maturity instead of impulse. I refuse to give permanent blessings to temporary versions of you. Because I love you too much to let success arrive before your character is ready to carry it. That includes love. That includes purpose. That includes every promise I have spoken over your life. So if you have wondered why certain doors closed, if you have wondered why certain people disappeared, if you have questioned why yesterday unfolded the way it did, know this. I am still protecting you. Even through events you do not yet understand. Even through moments that temporarily hurt. Even through delays that seem impossible to explain. My protection often looks different from what you expected. But it is never absent. So breathe again. Lift your head again. Choose hope again. Because this story has not reached its conclusion. Yesterday was not the ending. It was only the beginning of a revelation that you could not yet see. And what I am about to uncover next will make you realize why I asked you not to lose faith when everything seemed uncertain. After that encounter, and why they can no longer ignore the quiet voice I have been speaking within them. Signs of neglect. They were evidence of my careful planning. And what happens next will reveal the final piece of this journey, a moment that will leave no doubt that my timing is always perfect, even when it asks you to wait. The turning point has already begun. Even though your eyes cannot fully recognize it yet, heaven has started moving pieces into their proper places. What once appeared complicated is becoming clear. What seemed permanent is proving to be temporary. What looked like an ending was quietly becoming the beginning I had planned all along. This is why I kept asking you not to surrender to fear. Fear always demands immediate explanations. Faith learns to trust me before the explanation arrives. The days ahead will remind you that my timing has never been late. It has only been different from your expectations. The encounter that troubled your heart was never meant to define your future. It was allowed to reveal hearts. It was allowed to expose intentions. It was allowed to separate temporary emotions from lasting purpose. You saw an interruption. I saw a revelation. The one who believed they had discovered your soulmate is beginning to recognize something they cannot manufacture. They may never speak these thoughts aloud. They may never tell anyone what they are feeling. But deep within, they realize something does not belong. Not because another person is better. Not because they failed. But because peace cannot be forced where my purpose has not taken root. Child. Do you remember the many times I protected you from things you desperately wanted? At the time, you called those moments disappointments. Later, you called them blessings. This season will become another one of those memories. One day you will look back and smile, realizing that the very situation that almost stole your peace actually strengthened your faith. Never underestimate what I can accomplish through a season of waiting. Waiting is not punishment. Waiting is often where trust becomes unshakable. Many people run ahead because they cannot tolerate uncertainty. But those who remain close to me discover that patience is never empty. While they wait, I teach them. While they wait, I heal them. While they wait, I prepare them. And while they wait, I prepare the blessing as well. I have not only been working on you. I have been working on every detail surrounding your future. Conversations have changed because of me. Decisions have shifted because of me. Doors have quietly closed because of me. New paths have opened because of me. There are people who unknowingly became part of my plan simply by making choices they believed were ordinary. Nothing is random in my hands. Even events that seem accidental become instruments through which my purpose continues to unfold. That is why I ask you to stop carrying burdens that belong to me. You cannot control another person's heart. You cannot force the future to arrive. You cannot solve tomorrow by worrying today. But you can trust me. You can choose peace. You can continue walking in obedience. That is enough. Do not spend your energy trying to understand every hidden detail. Some answers arrive only after the season has ended. If I explained every step before you took it, faith would no longer be faith. I invite you to walk with me, not because you know everything, but because you know me. And that is enough. The future I have prepared is not built upon competition. It is built upon my purpose. No one can steal what I have truly assigned to you. People may delay it. Circumstances may confuse you. Unexpected events may test your patience. But my promise remains stronger than every obstacle. Remember this whenever anxiety returns. Speak it over your life. My God has not forgotten me. My God is still working. My God is already preparing what I cannot yet see. Those words will strengthen your spirit when emotions attempt to weaken it. Child, do not allow bitterness to become the final memory of this season. Forgive quickly. Love deeply. Pray sincerely. Remain humble. The victory I bring into your life will never require hatred to protect it. The blessing I give will not need jealousy to survive. What comes from my hands carries my peace. That peace will become the greatest confirmation you have ever received. Soon, events will unfold that you never could have arranged yourself. People will say it happened by chance. You will know it was my hand. People will call it coincidence. You will recognize it as my perfect timing. People will only see the outcome. But you and I will remember the journey. We will remember every late-night prayer. Every quiet tear. Every moment you almost gave up. Every time you chose to trust me instead of fear. Those moments were never forgotten. Heaven recorded every one of them. And now, my beloved child, I leave you with this final promise. Do not fear tomorrow, because I am already there. Do not fear what others may do, because my purpose is greater than human plans. Do not fear the waiting, because every day brings you closer to the moment I have appointed. Walk forward with confidence. Live with gratitude. Keep your eyes on me instead of your circumstances. For I am the author of your story, and I never abandon the work of my own hands. The chapter that follows will not be written by fear. It will be written by my faithfulness. Rest in that truth. Trust in that promise. And remember always, I am with you. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Amen.